6.6, graphing systems of inequalities. Solutions in this area, in this section, will be the overlapping areas of the graph, and it may be helpful to use different colored pencils to do this. But this is really actually fun because it's a little bit more colorful to do. All right, so when you will be graphing systems of inequalities, which means more than one inequality on a graph. Okay, like we were doing system of equations where you had two lines on a graph, well, you're going to have two inequalities now. And before we learned that you shade, so you're going to have two different shaded regions, and what we're looking for is the overlapping area. So you might find it helpful to use two different colored pencils to show the shading of each inequality. And then when you're finished, when we solve the systems, we had one solution or infinitely many solutions or no solutions when we solve regular systems of equations. But with system of inequalities, you will have an overlapping area of shading that will be your solution region. So all the points in there that are in the overlapping area will be your solution. You will be asked if a certain ordered pair is a solution, so you'll need to see if it's in the shaded region of the overlap. And we practiced that before when we were graphing inequalities and we shaded those, we tested points. That's what you're going to do. You're going to be given points you have to test. Okay? Again, all the rules that we've learned prior about inequalities and graphing them will still apply. So you just have to remember, if it's not solved for y, you must solve it for y, and all the rules for that if it's an inequality. And then you need to shade it the right way with the right kind of line, and then see what the solution is. So there's a lot of little steps you just have to keep in your head, but it's really very, very simple. All right, so the first problem says y is, and remember I want you to say it out loud, y is less than, it's an L, less than 2x minus 3, and then the next equation says 2x plus y is greater than 2. Well, the first equation, or excuse me, inequality, is solved for y, but the second one is not, so we need to fix that first. So let's fix this problem right here, and all I need to do is get y by itself, so I need to move that 2x. Subtract it from both sides. So now I have y. Now, I did not multiply or divide by a negative number, so I do not flip the sign. So it's y greater than negative 2x plus 2. Okay, that's our new second equation. All right, so we have two equations we can go ahead and graph now. I'm going to start with my b. On the first equation is negative 3. So I'm going to put a dot, 1, 2, 3, on y at negative 3. My slope is 2, so I'm going to go up positive 2 and always right, and I'll go 1. And you're going to definitely want to do several dots. But since we have a system of inequalities, you know we need to see where they intersect or if they intersect, so you have to extend your lines. So you have to go both directions. Okay? And then you ask yourself, okay, is this going to be a dotted line or a solid line? And because it's just less than, it is a dotted line. So you make dots, broken line. Okay? And we have to shade. Each part has to be done as you're doing it. So this is going to be less than. So that means all the answers underneath it are true. Okay? So that's the first equation. Now we're going to go back and do the second one. All right, the second one says y is greater than negative 2x plus 2. So we're going to start at y is positive 2 and put a dot. Our slope is a negative 2, and we can put that over 1, so that means we're going down 2 and right 1. Okay, always to the right first, and you can go down 2 and right 1, down 2 and right 1, down 2 and right 1, and you can also go to the left, up 2 and right 1. as long as you have it all on the same line. Okay, this one is going to be a dotted line also because it's greater than. So you're going to have dots. Broken line. Okay, and then the shading, it says greater than. All right, so that means we need to get a different color. I can't use yellow now. I have to use a different color from the one I already used. Let's see about green. It says greater than. Now that was the red line. Greater than means above. So that's going to be this section right here. Okay. All right, so now we need to look and see what is the overlapping region. Well, the overlapping region, this was all yellow and now it's all green on top of it. This section right in here, this section right in here is going to be your overlapping region. Okay, all of this in here. So then it says, so is 3, 0 a solution to this inequality? All right, so we have to look at 3, 0. So that would be 1, 2, 3 right there. Point would be right there. Is 3, 0 a solution to this inequality? Yes, because it's in the overlapping region. It has to be in both inequalities in order to work. All right, so let's look at 1, negative 3. So that's 1, and then go down 3. All right, is that a solution to this system? Well, it would be if it was just one of the equations, inequalities, but this one is not in the overlapping region, so this one would be a no. It has to be in this overlapping area. How about 0, 0? That's not even part of either one of them, so that's also a no. So this is what they're going to ask you. You're going to have to graph them, and then you're going to have to know if a point is in that overlapping region. Now, if you have colored pencils, if you use yellow and green, you should have blue right here. My highlighter doesn't blend colors on my active board, so this is the overlapping region. Okay? All right. All right, so now you can write the system of inequalities from a graph. So you're going to have to go backwards from this, okay? Remember, you need M and B to write the inequality. So the blue line, right here, what is going to be my M and my B? Well, we can get the B probably easiest first. So looking at my blue line, where does it cross the y-axis? Okay? If this is 1, 2, that's 3 right there. So my B would be 3. All right, now let's see. Let's put a dot right there and see what our slope is. Remember, we can go down to where it crosses the x-axis and make your little triangle. We've done this several times. All right, so this is 1, 2, 3, and this is 1, 2, counting my triangle, counting the blocks. All right, so remember, rise over run. First, is this blue line a positive or negative line? It's a negative. Put that first. Then put your dots. Put the rise over the run. So we went up or down 3, and then we went left, right 2. So it's negative 3 over 2. Okay. It was dotted. Okay. And it was below. Okay. So when we go back and figure out these inequalities, we'll have to have all this information. So it's dotted and it's shaded below. Let's look at the red line. All right, the red line, what kind of slope does that have? That's right, it's undefined. So there's this we don't need. This is a none. Undefined means it's going to be what kind of equation? That's right, it's going to be an x something. Okay, where does it cross your b? Well, it doesn't cross your b ever on this one. It's only crossing the x, so that's a none. Okay, so it is dotted, and it is shaded which way? To the left. So it's shaded it's going to be like a below. So if we're going to write these equations, first one's going to be y, and because it's shaded below, that means it's less than, and then we write our the rest of our information in, negative 3 over 2x, and then we said plus 3. There's my first one. All right, now the second one, this red line, we said was going to be an x something, right? X is going to be below again, so that means less than. It's dotted, so there's no lines underneath either one of these. X is less than, and where did it cross? At 1. So those are your two equations. So you can take it from this point and graph it, or you can take it from the graph and go to your equation. All right, let's do the blue line. All right, so let's look at that and say, what's my M? And what's my B? All right, so on the blue line, is this the same exact graph? It is. Okay, what I did is I just made it right here and gave you the equations. I was thinking it was a different graph altogether, so let me erase this. I just did it already. This would be y less than negative 3 over 2x plus 3, and the red line would be x less than 1. This just left it in there. I forgot when I made this. I had it set up so I could write it again so you could see it. Okay? All right, let's see what else we have. Well, that was the last one. All right, so we were going to practice more of this in class, but you should be able to go backwards and forwards depending on what they give you, and making your inequalities, making your systems by the shading and all that stuff. So it's taking it, making you understand it, going backwards and forwards. So again, we'll practice more in class. If you have any questions, come see me.